long before satellites scanned the skies, before seismographs measured the trembling earth, and before sophisticated computer models predicted approaching disasters, animals may have been sensing danger in ways humans are only beginning to understand. Across the world, stories have emerged of animals fleeing coastlines before tsunamis, abandoning habitats before earthquakes, and changing their behavior days before volcanic eruptions and severe storms. Is this coincidence, instinct, or evidence of a hidden sensory network that connects living creatures to subtle changes in the natural world? In this presentation, we explore the fascinating intersection of animal behavior, environmental science, and disaster prediction. Welcome to Nature's Warning System: How Animals Predict Natural Disasters. The idea that animals can predict disasters is not new. Historical records from cultures around the world describe unusual animal behavior occurring before major natural catastrophes. One of the most documented examples occurred before the devastating earthquake near Hellas, Greece, where reports describe rats, weasels, snakes, and centipedes abandoning the area days before the event. Centuries later, similar observations emerged before the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. Witnesses reported elephants moving to higher ground, birds changing migration patterns, and many wild animals leaving vulnerable coastal regions. For generations, these accounts were often dismissed as folklore. Today, however, advances in biology, environmental monitoring, and satellite technology are giving scientists new tools to investigate these claims. The question is no longer whether unusual animal behavior occurs before disasters. The question is why. Among all natural disasters, earthquakes provide some of the strongest reports of animal. For researchers have documented unusual behavior in dogs, cows, horses, sheep, and birds before significant seismic events. In some cases, livestock became restless and difficult to manage nearly 20 hours before an earthquake struck. One remarkable example comes from Haichang, China in 1975. Residents observed snakes emerging from winter hibernation despite freezing temperatures. These unusual observations contributed to evacuation decisions before a major earthquake. Toads have also attracted scientific attention. In one study, populations suddenly abandoned breeding ponds days before seismic activity occurred. Although individual incidents do not constitute proof, the consistency of these reports across species and regions suggests that animals may be detecting environmental signals long before humans can perceive them. If animals truly detect impending disasters, what signals are they sensing? Scientists have proposed several mechanisms. The first involves seismic vibrations. Many animals are extraordinarily sensitive to low-frequency vibrations and may detect subtle movements in the earth before major fault ruptures occur. Another possibility involves electromagnetic changes. Stress within rocks can generate electrical activity, potentially producing signals that animals perceive through specialized biological systems. Chemical changes may also play a role. Prior to earthquakes, underground pressure can release gases or alter groundwater chemistry. Animals that depend heavily on smell or taste may detect these changes immediately. Finally, atmospheric ionization and electrical disturbances could affect animal behavior, influencing navigation systems, stress responses, and movement patterns. Together, these mechanisms suggest that animals may not be predicting disasters in a mystical sense. Instead, they may simply be sensing environmental information that humans cannot easily perceive. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami remains one of the most compelling examples of animal forewarning. As the massive waves approached shorelines across Asia, observers noticed unusual behavior among elephants, flamingos, buffalo, and other wildlife. Many animals moved inland or sought higher ground well before the tsunami arrived. Some elephants reportedly broke restraints and headed toward elevated terrain. One explanation is that animals detected infrasonic sound waves generated by the approaching disturbance beneath the ocean. Others may have sensed subtle ground vibrations transmitted through the earth. What makes these observations especially remarkable is the reported scarcity of animal casualties compared to the devastating human losses. While researchers continue to debate the exact mechanisms involved, the tsunami demonstrated that animal behavior may provide valuable clues about environmental threats that remain invisible to us. Volcanic eruptions offer another fascinating case where animals appear to respond before disaster strikes. Modern GPS tracking has revealed unusual movement patterns in animals living near active volcanoes. Goats, for example, have been observed leaving high-risk areas before eruptions and returning only after activity subsides. Toads have abandoned breeding grounds prior to volcanic disturbances, likely reacting to chemical changes in water and soil. Birds often alter flight paths and migration behavior before eruptions. These changes may be linked to shifts in atmospheric chemistry, gas emissions, or electromagnetic conditions. Volcanoes generate a complex combination of signals, including tremors, gas releases, temperature fluctuations, and pressure changes. Animals may be responding to one signal or several simultaneously. Their behavior provides researchers with an intriguing natural indicator of volcanic activity and environmental instability. Birds are among nature's most sensitive environmental observers. Many species possess extraordinary navigation systems that rely on atmospheric pressure, magnetic fields, and low-frequency sound. Studies have shown that some breeding birds leave nesting areas before severe weather systems arrive. Others alter migration routes when storms develop hundreds of kilometers away. Species such as the golden-winged warbler have demonstrated remarkable sensitivity to distant storm-generated infrasound, sound frequencies too low for humans to hear. Bar-tailed godwits and other migratory birds have also been observed adjusting flight behavior in response to changing atmospheric conditions. These abilities suggest that birds are continuously monitoring the environment using sensory systems refined through millions of years of evolution, enabling them to react long before storms become visible. When we compare different disasters, a fascinating pattern emerges. Earthquakes often trigger responses from dogs, cows, snakes, toads, and fish. Their warning times range from minutes to nearly a full day before impact. Tsunamis are associated with behavioral changes in elephants, flamingos, dogs, and buffalo, often providing warnings from minutes to several hours. Volcanic eruptions influence goats, toads, birds, and bats, with reactions occurring hours or even days in advance. Storms and hurricanes affect a wide variety of bird species and migratory animals, sometimes producing warning signals days or months before seasonal events. Although the sensory mechanisms vary from seismic vibrations and gas emissions to atmospheric pressure and infrasound, the common theme is clear. Multiple species often respond to environmental changes before humans become aware of them. The more species that signal simultaneously, the stronger the potential warning becomes. What was once considered folklore is now inspiring technological innovation. Researchers are exploring systems that combine animal behavior monitoring with modern sensor networks, GPS trackers, biologging devices, satellite communications, and artificial intelligence can now collect data from animals in real time. Projects such as the ICAROS initiative seek to monitor movements of birds, bats, and other species across the globe from space-based platforms. By analyzing behavioral patterns across multiple species, scientists hope to identify unusual activity that may correspond to earthquakes, storms, volcanic eruptions, or other environmental disturbances. The ultimate goal is not to replace traditional monitoring systems, but to integrate biological signals with existing scientific instruments. In effect, animals become part of a global early warning network. As we conclude, one message stands out. Animals are not fortune tellers. They are highly evolved sensors, finely tuned to environmental changes that humans often overlook. From seismic vibrations beneath the earth to atmospheric shifts before storms, animals may detect critical warning signals long before conventional systems recognize them. Today, advances in tracking technology, data science, and artificial intelligence are helping researchers translate these biological responses into actionable knowledge. The future may lie in combining the wisdom of nature with the power of technology, creating a more comprehensive approach to disaster prediction and resilience. Nature has been communicating for millions of years. The challenge is learning how to listen. Listening to nature is not superstition, it is science.